Hello my dear friends, how are you all? Hope you all are enjoying in learning the concepts of Java programming language with me. So today in this particular video we will be discussing about inheritance, aggregation and composition. So let us start with the first topic, that is inheritance. So inheritance is one of the important concepts of object oriented programming language. Let's try to understand about this concept. Inheritance means when one class inherits the properties and behavior of a parent class. Now, inheritance is also known as is a relationship. Let's take an example. We have two classes, child class and parent class. Now, child class is inheriting the properties and behavior of a parent class, or in other words, we can say that child class is extending the parent class, or we can also say that a child is an object of parent class, and inheritance is also known as parent-child relationship. Now let us discuss about the main purpose of inheritance in Java programming language. So inheritance gives the concept of reusability. That is the functionality which we have defined in one class, then the same functionality can be used multiple times with multiple objects. And inheritance gives the concept of runtime polymorphism, which is also known as method overriding. We will discuss about method overriding or runtime polymorphism in detail in a separate video. Now let us discuss about extends keyword in Java programming language. One class can inherit the properties of another class by using a keyword extends. In later part of the video, we will see the use of this extend keyword by the help of a program. Now let us discuss about the various types of inheritance in Java programming language. So first one is single inheritance. Suppose we have two classes, class A and class B. Now class B is acquiring or inheriting the properties of class A. So this is known as single inheritance. So here you can see that I have a public class with the name class A and this is my class B. Now this class B is extending class A by the help of extends keyword. Next we have multi-level inheritance. We have three classes, class A, class B and class C. Now class C is extending class B and class B is extending class A. This is known as multi-level inheritance. Now the next one is hierarchical inheritance, which means that when multiple classes are having a same parent class. So here you can see that a class B and class C is having the same parent as class A. In this program you can see that a class B is extending class A. Similarly, class C is also extending class A. So this is known as hierarchical inheritance. Now let us discuss about hybrid inheritance in Java. Hybrid inheritance is a combination of different inheritance. So here in this example you can see that a son is a child of father and father is a child of grandfather. This is the multi-level inheritance. Similarly, a daughter is a child of father and father is a child of grandfather. So this is also an multi-level inheritance. Now here you can see that a son object and daughter object is having a same parent class, that is father. This is known as hierarchical inheritance. Now hybrid inheritance is a combination of different inheritance, that is it is a combination of hierarchical inheritance and multi-level inheritance. So till now we have discussed about single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance and hybrid. Now there is one more type of inheritance which is known as multiple inheritance, which is supported in C++ programming language. But if we talk about Java, then Java does not support multiple inheritance. Now let us try to understand that why Java does not support multiple inheritance. Means when one class is having multiple parent classes. Now this type of inheritance is not supported in Java programming language to avoid complexity and ambiguity. For example, suppose we have three classes, class A, class B and class C, and class C is extending class A and class B. Now suppose class A is having a method print message and similarly class B is also having a method with the name print message. Now in my test class I have created an object of class C and by using class C object I am calling print message method. So it will create an ambiguous situation for JVM that which method it should call, because class A and class B both contain print message method. So to avoid this confusing situation at runtime, Java does not support multiple inheritance. If we will try to extend two classes, then at compile time only it will give us a compile time error that multiple inheritance is not supported in Java. Now let us try to understand various types of inheritance by the help of an example. Now here you can see that we have multiple classes. So a mobile phone class and code phones class is having a common parent as phones. Similarly, earplugs class and stereos class is having a same parent as sound system. And again, phone class and sound system class is having a common parent as electronics item. So here if you will consider mobile phone class and phone class, then this is a single inheritance. Similarly, earplugs and sound system class is a single inheritance. When we will consider mobile phone class, code phone class and phone class, then this is hierarchical inheritance. Now let us consider mobile phone class, phone class and electronics item class. So this is multi-level inheritance. Similarly, stereos class, sound system class and electronics item class is also multi-level inheritance. Now here you can see that we have hierarchical relationship and also we have multi-level relationship. So if we will consider the combination of all these classes as a single unit, then this is known as hybrid inheritance in Java. Now let us try to understand the concept of inheritance by the help of a Java program. Now my dear friends, in this class diagram you can see that we have three classes: shape, rectangle and triangle, and rectangle class and triangle class is a child of shape class. Now inside shape class we have height and width data members which is of type double and it is private in nature, and also it contains three methods: get height, get width and set values method, which is of type void and its scope is public. Here minus sign represent that the scope is private and this plus sign represent that the scope is public. Now here you can see that we have created an shape class. Now this shape class have two data members as height and width which is of type double and their scope is private, and it contains three methods as set value, get height and get width method. Now set value method is having two parameters as height and width, and inside this method we are assigning the values of our instance variables. Now in this class diagram if you will see that inside rectangle class we have get area method, and triangle class is also having get area method whose return type is double and their scope is public, and this simple arrow represents the association between the two classes. Now here you can see that our rectangle class is extending a shape class by using a keyword extends. So in Java, inheritance can be achieved by using extends keyword, which means that all the data members and behaviors which is present inside shape class is also available inside rectangle class. Now inside rectangle class we have get area method which will return a value of double type and whose scope is public. Now here we are calculating the area of rectangle as height into width. Similarly, this is a triangle.java class which is extending the shape class by using extends keyword, and inside our triangle class we have get area method whose return type is double, and inside this get area method we are calculating the area of triangle as 1/2 into height into width. Now let us try to understand the concept of inheritance by using a test inheritance Java class. So this is my main method, and inside my main method if you will see that I am creating an object of a rectangle class. Now by using a rectangle object I am calling set values method, but you can see that set values method is present inside shape class. So by using rectangle object we are setting the values of height and width as 2 and 3. Now here you can see that I am printing the height by using an get height method which is present inside shape class, and similarly we are using a method get width which is present inside shape.java class, and here we are printing the rectangle area by using rectangle object, and we are calling get area method which is present inside our rectangle class. Similarly, here we are creating an object of a triangle class which is extending and shape.java class. Now here by using a triangle object we are calling set values method, get height method and get width method which is present inside shape.java class, and get area method which is present inside our triangle.java class. So you can understand that when one class extends another class, then all the properties and behaviors which is present inside a parent class is also available for a child class. That's why I have told you that inheritance gives the concept of code reusability. Now let's try to run our program. So here you can see that it is printing rectangle height as 2, rectangle width as 3, and this is printing an area of rectangle which is the product of height and width. Similarly, here we are printing triangle height and this is triangle width, and here we have printed an area of triangle which is 1 by 2 into height into width. That's why we are getting the value as 25. So my dear friends, hope you are able to understand the concept of inheritance by the help of Java program. Now my dear friends, let us discuss our next topic, that is aggregation and composition in Java programming language. So aggregation and composition is a part of has a relationship in Java programming language. Now let's try to understand the concept. When one class is having an entity reference of another class, or when a class contains another class as a data member, then this is known as aggregation and composition in Java programming language. Let us try to understand this relationship by the help of an example. So here you can see that I have three classes: vehicle class, driver class, and engine class. Now inside vehicle class we have an entity reference of engine class and driver class. Now if you will consider vehicle and driver class, then these two classes are weakly dependent on each other, which means that when we will destroy an object of vehicle class, then it will not affect an existence of driver class, which means that vehicle and driver class are not tightly coupled. This is known as aggregation, and aggregation is represented by an empty head diamond arrow. Now if we will consider vehicle and engine class, then these classes are directly dependent on each other, which means that when we will destroy an vehicle object, then there is no existence of engine object. So vehicle and engine object are tightly coupled with each other, and this concept is known as composition, and it is represented by filled diamond held arrow. Now let's see an example of aggregation. So here you can see that we have two classes, employee class and address class. Now address class contain door number, street and city as a data member, and if you see that inside our employee class we have ID, name, and an entity reference of address class as a data member. So this is known as aggregation, and here you can see that it is represented by empty diamond head arrow. Here you can see one more example of has a relationship in Java. As you can see that a circle class has a entity reference of operation class, and this dotted arrow is showing the dependency between the area method of circle class and square method of operation class. Now let us discuss about the main use of aggregation and composition. So when we don't have is a relationship between objects, then in that case, in order to reuse the code, we can use aggregation and composition. So it gives the concept of code reusability. Also, composition gives the concept of hiding visibility to client class. In later part of the video, we will try to understand this point by the help of a program. Now my dear friends, let us try to understand the concept of aggregation by the help of Java program. So this is our marks.java class, which is present inside com.tutorial.aggregation package, and inside my marks class I have three data members as English marks, Hindi and maths marks, and it contains parameterized constructor, and inside parameterized constructor we are initializing our data members, and these are the getter methods which is used to get the values of our marks outside the class. Now this is our student.java class, which contain three data members: name, roll number and marks. So here you can see that we have used an entity reference of our marks class inside student class. So student class has a entity reference of marks class. So this is known as has a relationship in Java programming language. And inside our constructor we are assigning the values to our data members, and here we have getter methods to get the values of our data members, and this is our print student details method, which is used to print various details, that is student name, roll number and marks of English, Hindi and math subject. So here you can see that we have used get English marks method, which is present inside our marks class. Now this is our test aggregation.java class, and this is our main method and inside this I've created an object of marks.java class by using new keyword, and this is a parameterized constructor, and inside this parameterized constructor I am passing various values for our data members. And here I am creating an object of student class by using new keyword, and this is our parameterized constructor of student class, and inside this we are passing name, roll number, and we are also passing an object of our marks class, and by using this statement we are printing the details of our student object. Now here you can observe that our marks class and student class are not directly dependent on each other, which means that if we will destroy an object of a student class, then it will not destroy an object of our marks class. So this concept is known as aggregation. Now let us try to run our program. So here you can see that I am printing an student name which we have passed as Chetan, and this is my student roll number, and here we are printing the marks of various subjects by using the methods of marks class. Hope that you are able to understand the concept of aggregation. Now let us try to understand composition by the help of Java program. So here we have already discussed that vehicle class and engine class is directly dependent on each other, and when we will destroy an object of vehicle class, then there will be no existence of engine class. Now let's try to see this by the help of a program. So my dear friends, here you can see that this is my engine.java class, and inside my class I am having two methods as start engine and stop engine method, and these methods are of type void, which means that they will not return any value, and inside these methods we are printing a statement as engine started, and inside my stop engine method I am printing the statement as engine stop. And this is my vehicle.java class. Inside vehicle class we have three data members as type, name, and engine. So here you can observe that engine data member is a reference of our engine class. Now our vehicle class has an entity reference of engine class. This is our parameterized constructor of vehicle class. Inside this constructor we are passing two values as type and color, and inside our constructor you can see that we are creating an object of engine class, and these are getter methods to get the values of our data members outside the class. Now here you can observe that when I am creating an object of vehicle class, then an object of engine class is creating, which means that engine class is dependent on vehicle class, and when I will destroy an object of vehicle class, then engine object will also be deleted, and this concept is known as composition. Now here you can see that inside my test composition.java class I am having main method, and inside my main method I am creating an object of vehicle class by using a new keyword, and here I am using a parameterized constructor of a vehicle class, and inside my parameterized constructor I am passing vehicle type as car and vehicle color is red. So when I will create an object of vehicle class, then it will create an object of engine class, and here I am printing various details of vehicle class, and here I am calling an start engine method which is present inside our engine class by using an object of vehicle class. Here we have discussed one point, that composition hide visibility to client class. So my dear friends, here you can see that this is our client class, and inside our client method an existence of engine class is hidden, as we are just creating an object of vehicle class, and our client class is not aware of creation method of engine class. So composition gives the concept of hiding some of the properties to the client class. Now let's try to run our program. So here you can see that our vehicle type is car, its color is red, and here we have called a start engine method which is present inside our engine class, and inside start engine method we are printing this statement. That is why in console we are getting this statement as output. Now my dear friends, let us see one more example to understand the concept of is a relationship and has a relationship in Java programming language. So here this is my customer class, and this class is having two childs, standard customer and member customer, and this relationship is known as is a relationship or inheritance in Java, and inheritance is represented by empty triangle headed arrow. Now here you can see that an order class is having an entity reference of items, and an order class and item class is independent of each other, which means that when we will destroy an object of order class, then it will not affect the existence of item class. So an order class has a entity reference of item class. So this relationship has a relationship in Java, and this concept is known as aggregation. And here if we will observe, a customer has a order reference and store manager has a relationship with item as well as customer. That is, a store manager has an entity reference of customer class and item class. And here store manager, customer and item class is dependent to each other. This concept is known as composition, and it is represented by filled diamond headed arrow, and aggregation is represented by empty diamond headed arrow. So my dear friends, hope you are able to understand the concept of inheritance, aggregation and composition in Java programming language. Do like, comment and subscribe my channel and click the bell icon for latest updates.